It was a cold evening in the city, the kind that made the neon lights shimmer against puddled streets and turned every breath into mist. Inside a small, cozy restaurant, Ethan sat nervously at a table for two. He wore his best shirt, one he'd ironed 3 times that afternoon, trying to hide the faint grease stains that no amount of washing could remove. His hands were rough, calloused from years of fixing engines at the local garage. Tonight was his first date in 5 years. He wasn't used to this, the dim lights, the soft music, the laughter around him. He wasn't even sure he belonged here. His friend Tom had set up the blind date, insisting, "Come on, man. You've been alone long enough. This girl's kind, down to earth. Just give it a try." But when Ethan checked his phone and saw no message, no sign of his date, his confidence wavered. He glanced around, spotting another table near the window, a young woman sitting alone, her eyes distant, hands folded neatly in her lap. Something about her seemed gentle, but broken. Ethan hesitated, looked again at his phone, then back at her. Maybe she was the one. Maybe this was her table. He took a deep breath and stood up. "Excuse me," he said softly, approaching her. "Are you, Melissa?" The woman looked up, startled. Her eyes, deep brown, full of quiet sadness, met his. "No," she said after a pause, her voice soft but steady. "I'm not." "Oh," Ethan stammered, his face turning red. "I'm sorry, my mistake." He started to walk away. "Wait," she said suddenly. "You can sit, if you'd like. You look nervous." He chuckled awkwardly, scratching the back of his neck. "That obvious, huh?" She smiled faintly. "A little." So he sat, and that's how Ethan met Lila. The conversation flowed slowly at first, like a stream finding its course. He told her about his job, fixing cars, working late nights, saving every penny to care for his mother and little sister. She listened, genuinely, not like people who pitied him, but like someone who saw beyond his rough hands and worn clothes. She told him about her love for books, for painting sunsets she could no longer see from her window. Ethan noticed her wheelchair only after an hour, and when he did, he froze. Lila caught his glance. "You can ask," she said gently. He looked down, embarrassed. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean." "It's fine," she said with a faint smile. "Car accident, 2 years ago. I used to walk, run, actually. Then one night, a drunk driver ran a red light." Her voice trembled for a moment, but she steadied it. "I lost more than my legs that night. I lost my confidence, my freedom, and the man I thought I'd marry." Ethan's heart ached. He didn't know what to say, so he just said the truth. "You're stronger than you think." She smiled, blinking back tears. "I wish I believed that." Hours passed, the restaurant emptied, and laughter turned to silence. Ethan paid the bill quietly, even though she protested. "You didn't even eat much," she teased. "I wasn't hungry," he said. "I just didn't want this to end." She looked away, her cheeks warming. "You're strange," she whispered. "Yeah," he smiled, "so are you." The next morning, Lila sat by her window at home, the morning light painting her hair gold. She hadn't laughed like that in months. For some reason, that poor mechanic with his gentle voice and awkward charm had made her feel seen. But there was something else she hadn't told him, something no one outside her mansion walls knew. Lila was Lila Bennett, daughter of Richard Bennett, the CEO of Bennett Motors, one of the biggest auto companies in the country. Her father's empire had built the cars Ethan repaired every day. That night, Ethan went back to the garage. His boss was shouting again about broken deadlines and unpaid bills. He worked late, fixing an engine under the harsh glow of a single bulb. Yet his mind kept drifting to Lila, her smile, her strength, her eyes. Over the next few weeks, they kept meeting, sometimes for coffee, sometimes just for walks in the park where Ethan would push her wheelchair through the flower paths. They shared stories, laughter, and silences that didn't need words. For the first time since her accident, Lila painted again. And for the first time in years, Ethan felt like he wasn't invisible. Then one day, everything changed. Ethan was called to a luxury mansion, a broken-down car in the driveway. When he arrived, his jaw dropped. It was her house, and standing beside the car was Lila's father, Richard Bennett, the man whose face was on every business magazine Ethan had ever seen. "You're the mechanic?" Richard asked coldly. "Yes, sir," Ethan said quietly, gripping his toolbox. Lila rolled out from the doorway, her eyes wide. "Dad, Wait, but Richard was already glaring. Stay away from my daughter. You think I don't know? My security told me you've been meeting her. I won't let some garage hand take advantage of her. Ethan's chest tightened. Sir, I would never. Get out, Richard barked. Ethan looked at Lila one last time. Her eyes were glistening with tears. Ethan, please. But he turned and walked away. Days passed. Lila refused to see anyone, locked herself in her room. Her father tried to console her with gifts, doctors, even therapy. But nothing filled the void. She didn't want luxury, she wanted kindness. The kind Ethan had shown her without expecting anything in return. Meanwhile, Ethan worked longer hours, drowning himself in engines and silence. He'd lost something he didn't know he could have, hope. Then, one stormy night, a car screeched into the garage. The driver jumped out, one of Bennett Motors' chauffeurs. We need you, he said breathlessly. Miss Lila, she's missing. Ethan's heart stopped. Without hesitation, he grabbed his coat and ran. He found her near the old cafe, the place where they first met. Her wheelchair was stuck in the mud by the curb, rain pouring down, thunder echoing above. Lila, he shouted, running to her. She looked up, soaked, shivering, crying. I wanted to see you, she said. I didn't know where else to go. He knelt beside her, his voice trembling. You could have called me. I thought you wouldn't come, she whispered. He gently wiped the rain from her face. I'd come every time. In that moment, neither cared about money, power, or fear. Just two souls, broken in different ways, finding warmth in each other's pain. When her father arrived, he saw something he couldn't deny, the way Ethan held her like she was the most precious thing in the world. Richard stepped forward, his voice softer now. Son, he said, help me get her home. Ethan nodded. Together, they lifted her gently into the car. Weeks later, Richard called Ethan back, not to scold him, but to offer him a job. Head mechanic, he said. You've proven your loyalty, and you've shown me what real love looks like. Lila smiled from her wheelchair, her eyes full of quiet joy. Told you he was different. Ethan smiled back, taking her hand. And I told you I'd never stop showing up. Narrator's voice soft, emotional close. Sometimes, love doesn't begin with perfection, it begins with broken people choosing to see the good in each other. Ethan didn't just fix cars. He fixed a heart that thought it could never be loved again. And in return, he found the one person who believed he was worth more than he ever thought possible. Because sometimes, a wrong table can lead you to the right person. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to subscribe for more stories of kindness, love, and hope. Heart.